Hello and happy Monday, my friends. How's everybody doing? Oh man, I gotta say, folks, I cannot wait to gut my audio system and redo everything. Oh god. Yep, and that too. Oh, do I have this set up right? Are we? No, we're on Restream chat. We're good. YouTube's just quiet. Should be used to that by now. All right, so what are we gonna do tonight? I'm gonna go back and I don't have my chat up here. Hold on. Let me put my chat where it belongs. I mean, I've got chats up here, but I don't have my normal one that's up here. My alerts are all set, but I forgot to put my chat up there. There it goes. By the way, folks, if you're ever using the Elgato Stream Deck, not the Stream Deck, the Elgato prompter, make sure you have dark mode on. It jacks up your video if you don't. So, what are we doing tonight? I was going to put out a vote to see what people wanted to do in regards to bases, but then I saw one that I really wanted to do. This is one of my favorite builds. I've not gotten to use it a lot, so just got computer back. Sweet. So yeah. So we're going to dive into Bloodmoon Keep. It is a crazy castle build that I designed. It's based off of Bodiam Castle. If you look it up, it's spelled B-O-D-I-A-M over in the UK. I think in Sussex. So it's a beast. And I've only really got to kind of sort of do Horde Night in it once with Tem for charity last year. And that was, well, let's just say it was a little bit of a shit show because we were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We were not really using the base as it was meant to be used. So yeah, so we're going to go play around with that. Also, other things, some good news. Half of my weekend got taken over by doing productive things, but the other half of the weekend I made massive progress on the Seeker's Bane tutorial. We're going to get it out this week come hell or, high water. So, a couple things around that. So, this base tutorial, it's going to be kind of like the Switchback tutorial on steroids. I've taken it way further in terms of providing more help for people learning and building. There's going to be a 15-page document that goes with it that I'm going to make free on Patreon for anyone who wants to nab it. So hopefully, in addition to the video, the companion document will make things even easier. So I hope people enjoy that. Otherwise, we're going to be back for Friday for Twitch integration. And yeah, that's all my announcements. That's all I got this week. It's a heavy edit week for me. After this video, it's going to be full focused on getting ready for 2.0. So hopefully this is my last big video of 1.0. With that, I'm going to put my headset on and we're going to jump into the game and we're going to start editing. I mean, not the editing I've been doing. So much editing. Oh my gosh. Wait, can I take the screenshot that I did for chat? Oh no. Oh wait, I can. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this real quick so y'all can see the madness. Did I close Discord? I did close Discord. I normally close Discord. I close down anything that is extra resources that I don't need during stream. But I'll pull this up real quick. Let's see. Nope, that's... Yeah, so if do I have it here in this screen? No, but maybe if I go to this screen. Did I ever add on this screen? I did. Left monitor. Assuming that is actually the left monitor. Is that the left monitor? We'll find out. Boop. Yes, it is. All right. So if y'all ever wonder what edits look like, this is This is just, I put this in for my mods. This was 10 minutes of, or rather, this is what, and where's my picture? Put it below my picture. So this is what 10 minutes of video editing in tutorial land looks like. It's just bonkers. And it looks like that's reversed. That is reversed. I don't know why that's reversed. Transform. Flip horizontal. There we go. That's what it looks like with stuff. But yeah, Mumpfy, you can probably respect that because you live in the land of doing the stuff and the things. But that's a lot if you can't tell, and that's, you know, I've still got a few more layers of audio to add in, and yeah, the tracks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. So yeah, it's a lot. But we're getting there. Editing makes us age faster. Oh, well, speaking of, let's go into the editing tools and let's go look at this awesome base. This is genuinely 7 layers like my burrito. I do like, I've changed up my OBS layout a little bit so that my audio is more obvious so I can see it. It's a little bit obnoxious, but it's nice to have an easy view of things. How's everybody doing? Tell me about your Mondays. All right, we're not doing this. This is one of the bases I do want to do. I've had people report in, you know, some issues with this base, so we might try to get to this one eventually. This was the Spiral Sentry, and people were having problems with the zombies pathing, which seems odd to me because that's pretty basic pathing. They should path on that. So, but we're gonna go to Bloodmoon Keep. Bloodmoon Keep. Ugh, neck surgery. Oh, that's no good, Leah. Long Monday. Yeah. Yes, this is definitely the chill. I gotta tell you, folks, I really want to do another chill roguelite night because I've got another one that I want to show y'all, and I haven't got a chance to go back and play Rainbreaker some more, and I would really like to. But I've got a new one that I've been playing now that I found called Sworn, and it's all based off of Arthurian legends. It's cool. It's really freaking cool. It's got a nice meta to it. So yeah, pretty thrilled with it overall. Ooh, I don't like it when it does this. Did it really just cut off the whole back end of this like that? I had this all really nice rounded out. What the frack? 7 Days to Die. Let's just see. Is that seriously the only one we got? Let's just try to reload it. This card changes. Every once in a while I do this with a POI and it like freaking cuts it in half for no good reason. Yeah, the editor is particularly bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is, of all the things in the game, Earth is flat. Proves it. I mean, I spent so much time also just like getting these. If you notice, like, I custom cut out all the edges of this to make it nice and neat. And then the game does this to me. It does this to me. Well, this can't abide, so I've got a fix for this. You know, we're gonna try something. We're here to fix things anyway. So we're gonna do this. Yeah. We're gonna grab the world. You know, just grab it. Grab it like you mean it. No, it's not, Dritz. It's not the prefab chunk size, because I've made bigger. The if you saw how big the freaking the arena is now, I remember how bad the arena was. It was a real nightmare. So, all right, let me just go underwater and check what's going on down here. I don't want to copy any of the actual castle when I do this. Where's my crosshair? There we go. We're going to shrink down. Shift and G is how we change the size of things. So I think that gets us everything. So we're going to copy this and rotate it and see if we can slap it on the ass over here. So let's just rotate that all the way out like that. And then we're going to press Control V, and it's going to take it a second to think through that one. And then we're going to do X to rotate that. And it's going to take it a second. No, Dritz, it occasionally, so I'm going to Control C, copy that, J to delete it, and then we're going to slide that whole thing up. It's random that this happens. Oh, does that really just fit nice and flush there? Let's see what happens when we do this. That's not perfect, but that's not horrible. All right, let's adjust. Let's slide this out a few more blocks, like that. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that nice little. All right, we're getting places. We're getting places. Okay. All right, let's delete that out. I don't know why I didn't think it to do this when I originally did this, but you know, this is actually not a bad solution here. Photoshopping, and yeah, that's kind of what is going on, Mumpfy. It's you know, you got to get a little creative sometimes in this. All right, let's bring that up a little bit. We're going to copy that. We're going to delete it. Then we're going to slide it forward. And we're just going to see what it looks like if I just line it up. I think it's still going to be jacked up in the corner. It is. But I think what we could do, we can kind of leave that like that. And I'm going to grab this little peninsula here. Grab it like right there-ish. Where? Like here? Nah. Not quite. We want to grab it at this line here. It's a little bit messy. You know what? I want more of the grassy area probably, but whatever. We'll see how this works. Nope. There we go. All right, let's copy that. We're just going to slide that over to like right there. That's actually not the worst. I don't mind the like weird combination of stuff there. That's pretty good. Now, I can't remember how far down does this go. See, this isn't a deep build. I don't know why I gave all this extra material on the bottom. It's probably not necessary. I mean, we got to go deep enough to account for the water, but this is maybe overkill. We could probably shave off, like, from here all the way to the bottom, at least. I'm just thinking of performance. Maybe we get a little bit back if we, like, start shaving here. Castle needs... I genuinely agree, but I don't need to build any more on this one, Mumpfy. I've got another build, actually, that we're going to get into that does, you know... that is a castle with a dungeon. And it needs to get finished. So that's a project for another day. I'll actually show that one. This is gonna take a second. All right, make sure we didn't expose any water here on the bottom. That's all I cared about. If we didn't expose water, then we're in good shape. All right. Yeah, looks like we could have probably even shaved maybe a little bit more, but hopefully that makes it slightly more performant. And yeah, now the base is, ooh, what is this? This is, that's awesome. Cool. Well, let's just try to do this again. Let's just try to fix our wrongs. White our wongs. All right. Let's take that to there. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't bring it down far enough. I don't know. Shift G. Let's bring this down. Break it down. All right. Grab that edge there. It's kind of a bigger chunk. It's more the grassy area. That should be enough. I'm gonna grab a little bit more just in case. Copy. G. Rotate that over to here. Paste it again. Ooh, that's even nicer. Oh, that's kind of a more even looking. Look at that. Look at that nice coastline we made there. Perfect. All right, we're gonna save that up. Did I ever show you all the here, let me pull this up real quick. So that you can kind of see what we were designing this off of. So Bodium Castle. Let's see if I can get a good front picture. There's the, and I'm going to show my screen here in a second. I'm just trying to find it. There's a good picture. All right. How do I do this? View. Copy image, open image, and new tab. There we go. Whatever. Yeah. One of these days I'll get better at this and figuring out how not to dox myself and things like that. But here is the castle. So that is Bodium Castle right there. We'll make this a little bit bigger so that we get rid of all of our stuffages and things. So that's the castle. If that doesn't give you an idea of when we come back here, I'll go straight from there actually to the front of the castle so that you can kind of see. So that's in Sussex, England. And so keep that in your memory. Lock that in your memory bank. And let me clear these out here. So that's what it looks like there. And then here. Is what I did. So that's pretty damn close. I mean, the only challenge is the original one actually had larger rounded towers, and I couldn't exactly get those just because we don't have the shapes in 7 Days to Die. So, have y'all seen this base before, by the way? I will walk around it first so that you can kind of see what we're dealing with and what we need to update. But it's got double drawbridges coming in. I can't remember. Okay, these are powered. So you come in the front entrance here. It's made for a vehicle to come in. And then it's got like this whole market area on each side. So it's got kind of a outdoor cooking area. It's got plants built in everywhere. From up here, you can see the Horde base, which we'll get to in a second. So the whole idea was to have it feel like it was set up as a vending place. You've got a little chapel over in here. So this is the Echo Chapel. It should honestly have, like, you know, the jar right on the table here. It also has the hilarious the dunk pad for whoever's rocking the pulpit up here. which, you know, I always thought was kind of hilarious. It's also like your secret escape path. But I love this little Yes, Mumpfy, this is where Tem and I played together. I gussied the place up. I added some banners and stuff for both of us. But this build was originally my build to show off all the new shapes in Alpha 21, and I just haven't messed with it much since then. So there's all of these neat little corridors that you can go through. So this leads to little side floors here. You've got like garrison bunk areas. This is right over the entryway. So you got two small little ones in here. Then you've got these broken walls like this that lead to like the secret underground, scary, cultish shenanigans. So there's like a story inside the story of this space. So inside the towers, there was some weird cult shit going down. And you can tell that these were built to lead through to like the nobles areas. So they had little connections. Here's the noble spot where they had their balconies out and they could look down upon the people and judge them. And then everything's kind of interconnected. So this leads back into the downstairs area below. Lots of little paths hidden here and there all around the castle. So let's get to the Horde base, because that's what we got to fix up and see if we can get working. The majority of this is not really super powered other than just like the lights across the top here. Looks like I may have fixed those already. So let's come into here, see if we have to change any of the wiring stuff, and then we're going to import it into a world. So we're just going to check in here. You know what? I would love to also... Maybe we'll bring this into the wasteland. All right, so here is the fighting position. So I'll show you how it works. So, and if Guppy ever finishes Meatable... Yeah, he can reach out to me, Mumpfy. He's welcome to use it. So this is a very unique Horde-based concept. The Horde base here is built such that the zombies actually attack you through the water. So these holes here on the side are also entrances for the zombies to come in for Horde Night. So they come in through the water, come in through the drink, then they come up the pathway here, and you fight them here. And then you've got some of my standard stuff that I've done in terms of the drop door here. There's also grenade chutes that you can drop, because you can still blow shit up down here with grenades. So you can still grenade the zombies down below. There's also, so that's what this is here. This is your grenade chute to launch down in. You've also got this set up here, which in the prefab editor is hard to use. But this is so, like, you can just shoot at the zombies that are floating in the water. Flip that back up afterwards. So yeah, you've got way more power than you ever need, like I normally do. So there's two generators here. And then much like you would expect out of one of my bases, there's a full nother side over here. So this whole setup is duplicated, one on each side. So definitely one of my more elaborate setups. I don't think I have to change the wiring that much. I think this one, of all the bases that I built, is probably pretty good. Now I am going to grab us a couple paintbrushes, because I would like, as whenever I do these, it's my goal kind of to update the base a little bit, so it's easier to find, you know, what the intent is of each of the items. So we're gonna say this side over here is gonna probably be the electrical and traps, and we're gonna leave this side over here for lighting. So we're just gonna grab yellow and put yellow behind this one so that we know that this is our, that's our yellow. And then this one here is going to be our, I normally go red for traps and controls and stuff like that. Ads in 430. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, Lex, I didn't get a chance. I am going to do some more stuff with my lighting in here. Specifically, ads is one of the big places I want to change the lighting in the studio so that I get some notifications coming to me visually in addition to all my mods screaming at me and me ignoring them because I just can't keep track of everything. I might put in something also so that my mods can get my attention through the lights that only they can use, so they can like be like, Echo, pay attention. Hey, look over here. All right, so I think that's good in there. I'm just gonna take a quick gander. Anything else? Never. Electric shock gaming chair. Oh man. Okay, I think, just taking a look around, I think the rework on this one should be minor. I don't think it's that bad. I do like all these little rooms here. I had a lot of fun putting this one together. I'd also love at some point in time to rework this whole thing as a POI. Oh, that's right. We got the really cool fireplace. Boyd, no, this is not the prepper castle. This one is the one that I designed. This is, I think, a little bit more elaborate than the prepper castle is. So yeah, it's not small. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. I don't think, did we even make it? We made a few painting changes. I think otherwise, like I said, this is in pretty good shape. So let's port this into our world. So now we're gonna use the world editor and go find a home for it. And hopefully, actually, you know what? We're gonna exit out and come back in and just make sure that our changes, oh no, I absolutely, so no, I have this available for download on my Patreon, but for me to do a build of this size, block by block, I end up having to kind of answer this question a bunch, but a base of this size to do block by block would probably be like a 20-hour long video, that no one would ever watch. That would take me 6 months of my life to create. And I say that because, to put into perspective, I'm working on the Seeker's Bane right now. And for doing good tutorials is just really challenging. The amount of effort and time that goes into them just makes it prohibitive. So like this little base, this little guy here, I'm going to end up spending probably about 25-ish hours to make a tutorial on just that little base. If that gives you an idea from a scale perspective of what it would take on that big one. Because when I do these, first off, I measure everything out. I got to count every block. I've got to create a logical way that you build it. I create the stages that you go through so that you understand, like, this is what it would look like on day 7 to 14. This is, you know, day 14 to 28-ish. And then this is your, like, late game stage and onward. And then there's your fully painted and all that jazz. So it just takes more time than you can feasibly do for, like, the gigantic build. So that's why I put them up on Patreon for people to nab. You know, all people will remember is the 1 block misplacement. Oh man, it hurts. It hurts. All right, we'll jump straight back into the world editor. I'm going to take a quick breather, and then we'll jump into the world editor and get that ported in. And we are back. Welcome back, folks. Had to go up and change the laundry real quick in between streams. Who let the sushi in? I had sushi for dinner. It was yummy. All right. Let's get back in here. So we are going to open up the prefab editor. Or not the prefab. We're going into the world editor now. So we're going to go into the Echo flat test. I think that's the one. Yes, this is where we've been adding everything into. So we got to go find a home. Do we want to stuff this thing in the wasteland? Screw you, world editor. Oh, you're not wrong, Raven. You're not wrong. Raven had the joy of getting to fight. Oh, geez. No, not the yawn. With the world editor. Can we add a zombie kitty? Oh. What was that junk going on up there? Weapon could not find camera matrix override. Okay, what is that? General chunks. Okay. Hopefully that's... Oh, no. Hopefully it loads.
7 Days to Die is a perfect game with 0 bugs.
In going back and forth between Rebirth and Vanilla, it did some really bad things to my install. And I have tried gutting it and cleaning it and cleaning it and gutting it, and I've done a lot. And sometimes it does this. All right, let me look at what those errors were. Exception in thread, generate chunks, object reference not set. Oh, shit. Okay, that's... Okay, hold on. More cleaning, more gutting. I have performed lots of lobotomies. Cannot find potato plant harvest. All right. Well, we're going to try the first thing that we try when this happens. And that's we're just going to kill it. Lindbergh, which base are you referring to? The castle one? I mean, it would be an awesome base. It would be a shite ton of work to get it done in game. But that's kind of what we wanted to test today. We wanted to go through. I'm going to bring you back to chat while I'm murdering my stuff. All right, what is going on? We're going to kill 7 Days to Die. We're just going to try to go back in. I'm actually going to, just out of caution's sake, I'm going to remove my mods. We're going to get rid of... I don't think I have any mods in there, though. That's the weird thing. All I'm running is Harmony, which is not a mod, technically. The Forge, I'll take the Forge out. I'm just going to take everything out, so we're running pure vanilla. Yeah, the world editor is... It's frustrating. The problem is I don't know. I assume that the fun pimps, their world editors, their level editors must use it. I know I feel the same way. Yeah, Lindbergh, I think it'd be I think it would do you solid. It would, the only thing I can say that, like, from my likes, I didn't build a good inventory room in it, like a good crafting room. All right, let's see if I can get this to load up. Come on. From user data. User data. All right, come on. Thank you for the lurk, Raven. All right, let's see if it loads this time. Survey says, I'm just waiting, I'm watching. This is promising. Maybe. Initializing world, not puking yet. We took out all the mods, so maybe one of the mods was actually causing problems. Frack. Stop it right there. Yeah, that's fine. It should ignore those folders. That's normal. Those yellows it shouldn't care about. Some settings that aren't in a line. Exception and thread, generate chunks. All right. We're going to try to do a like check integrity thing real quick and see if that helps, because clearly that's borked. Task manager and sorry folks, this is not how I wanted the stream to go. This is the first time we've run into this, but 7 days does this crazy stuff to us. So I'm just going to go into Steam, and if you've never done this before, sometimes when 7 days is giving you a hard time, you just pop in and you go to your properties, and then you go to your installed files, and then you can verify integrity of game files. So I'm going to let it do that for a second and answer any questions that y'all have while we're hanging out doing the thing. Banana. I like bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Maybe only a few dozen million times. Yeah, right around there. That's a good guess. Yeah, 7 days to die over the years starts to really clog up your system. I need to actually I don't know, perform an exorcism on my PC. That might be a good move in the right direction. Also resetting Unity files. I don't even know what that means. Okay, it said one files failed to validate and will be reacquired. So we have verified our files. Burn sage around it. Sacrifice a few chickens. Whatever it takes. All right, let's fire it back up. See if that makes a difference. I'm willing to do anything at this point in time. I probably have some sage sticks around the house too, so if nothing else, I've got a bunch of rubbed sage for cooking, and I'll just throw it up in the air or something. I don't know. Yep, and that's the one. That's the right one. All right, let's watch it together. That's not the same. I know it's not the same. I was just... Oh. You're at work on a mod right now? Nice. Oh, fuck! I wish... Here's the worst part. These errors are totally nonsensical. Exception and thread generate chunks. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. What type of error message is that? All right, open my logs folder. Sorry, I'm pulling up the full logs, see if I see anything in here that I can possibly use as troubleshooting. So interestingly enough, occasionally I've had some luck of feeding this back into ChatGPT and saying, what is borked in my thing and how do I fix it? And every once in a while, ChatGPT will come back and have an idea. Not that often. So the one problem that I've run into in the past, most times related to mods. Yeah, I pulled out, we've got no mods running. Though it is possible, I don't think I have anything in there, any of the POIs that are in there. And hey, welcome in anyone coming in new. We're fighting through some 7 Days to Die, giving us a hard time challenge. We were ready to load our beautiful castle in. And it just, the 7 Days to Die keeps shit in the bed. Did you accidentally get updated to 1.4? That shouldn't matter. You know what? I'm willing to actually try intentionally. Yeah, Mumpfy, I've got a log file, but the log files are rather cryptic. They don't really give you, at least not for me. Like it's not human readable, where I can look at it and have a good sense of like it's got some stuff in here like Bloodmoon enemy count does not match the default server, which is weird because there's no rules. It's the world editor. It's not a game. So there are no settings in the world. But you know what? I might try updating to. Yeah, I'm actually thinking to update to 1.4 just to force more changes. Let's try that. That's anything's worth a go. So we'll manage properties. The update shouldn't be long. Beta and latest experimental unstable updates. We'll see what that does. Yeah, you got to have it set to be in latest experimental. Yeah, I did not take the weekend off. I was hard into the tutorial recording, editing shenanigans. But it is looking so good. 2 hours later. All right, we are on the latest experimental now. Here we, oh my gosh, I just saw, I think one of my kids is actually playing 7 Days to Die. I don't ever see that shit happening. All right, editing tools. Come on, world editor. We're on 1.4. Oh, that's interesting. Those want to work. Why is it giving a hard time with this? All right, well, that's weird to me. That was weirdness. Why those would show up in yellow and all the other ones there that were already there didn't show up yellow is odd to me. Have I tried unplugging it? I have unplugged it so many times, Raisin. I got to come up with like 17 new names for you just so that I can like on the fly just make sure that each time I flip between them. God. Have you tried licking it? I do have one other idea. We're going to try loading the world. Guildenstern. I'm sorry, folks. Thank you for the patience, by the way. This is super frustrating. And the bad part about it is like I can't just like do a bunch of hard resets because like Twitch folks would come back, but I would lose all the YouTube folks because of how YouTube's silliness is. We're gonna try to load it up, and instead of, you know what? Oh, let's just load it. Game. I was loading without EAC. Let's load it with EAC. For one, we're gonna try to load into the test world, where we've been doing all the stuff. Working on a big base without mods. Yeah, I typically play with at least some quality of life mods because there's a lot of stuff in 7 days that I just can't live without. So we're going to go ahead and load into the test world that we've been using, the all echo builds. This one here, even though it's on 1.3. So let's start this and see if this will even load up. If this won't load up, then I've got bigger problems. And I'm going to be super sad. Initializing world. If this doesn't work, ugh. Because part of the whole thing that we've been trying to do is to get all my builds into one world. Okay, so this is still working. Okay, so it is throwing some errors, but it's loading. All right, let's see what errors it threw in this world. Yeah, like what is this? FP weapon could not find camera matrix override in hierarchy. Some functionality will be unavailable. I don't know what the F that means. Loaded world file, different version. Okay, well, the world at least loads. This is our test world, so we know this world is okay. So, because there's Void's End that we tested last time. Maybe it just needs a drink. Yeah. We needed to find a spot in here anyway. I can't remember where the let's just bounce around here. I want to try to find, do we want to put this? I was thinking Wasteland for this one, so we'll find a spot. There's the Wasteland. We could just plop it like right out in the middle. Maybe over towards the mountains on the edge. Give it some interesting... it's a good spot, like right in there where you've got the desert kind of behind it. All right, let me just write down the coordinates in case we get lucky and we get this working here. All right, so this is negative 2700 by 3100. All right, so we're going to try to draw... Wait, no, this is Burnt Forest. Never mind. What am I talking about? This is Burnt Forest. We might not have made a lot of Wasteland. I forgot about that. That was a good spot, though. I liked that spot. And we'll keep that as an option. That's actually burnt. You'd think I would have kept a map of what this place looked like, but, you know... All right, let's find a spot. Nope, this is our snow section, because we kind of made everything in a big circle, I think. That looks... Is that forest? That's forest. Maybe way up here. Let's just... Nope, this is all forest. All forest all day long. And I can't remember. I don't think we took a picture when we made this world, which is really dumb on my part. Forest, and let's go ahead and set time. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we can see a lot better. Is that Wasteland right out in the middle? Or, no, that's all burnt forest. That's still burnt forest. Is that the end of the map over here? Yep. Oh, yep. We're in the scary. Well, we couldn't have made it without. It's not an option. You have to have every. Oh, there it is. There's that ugly yellow haze. All right, we want a flat enough spot so that it's not going to look super janky. But I like having like the snow in the background. We're gonna go right here. This is enough to give us some visual interest in the background. Okay. So Wasteland, because that'll give us a harder Horde night to go through. We'll be able to crank the game stage up just a little bit more. So let's go 1070 by 3130. Okay. All right. Now let me think. Is there anything else I can do? No worries, Leah. We're going to try to go straight into the level editor. If this doesn't work, I'm going to do a clean install, if y'all don't mind, because I don't know what else to do. But this is going to cause me ongoing issues. Because this is a series. We do this. This is a regular thing that we do. Oh. I just thought of something. I might have a solution. If this doesn't work, I got an idea to try. I have one idea that might work for us. We're gonna give that a try. Did I leave? I had separate instances. I hope that didn't mess this up. Oh God, I think I. So Boyd, for a while I was trying to do separate installs for reasons. So I had multiple copies in the commons. So I can load this. Yeah, let's just try this. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, we're gonna try this, and then I'm gonna try. If this fails, we're gonna try to load it up directly from the copy of the game files that I have that are separated out. Oh, Mumpfy, you're so right. You're so right. All right, so it shit the bed. That's fine. We're gonna try to go in from the other direction. So kill that. And we're going to try to load it up from here. Is this the one? Yes. And I might have to, we'll see if it perceives this. It should still show up as 7 days in terms of OBS recognizing it. Yeah, it's showing up at least as, there it is. It is instantly reverting to 1.3, which is good. Okay. Okay. That's, well, I don't know. Hopefully that's not Jack. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, let's just see if this loads. Let's just see if the world editor loads and we can get this placed in there. And oh, I hope I don't. I hope I didn't just screw my game save. Because my game save, we bumped it to 1.4, and sometimes you can go back and forth between 1.4 and 1.3 and stuff like that. And sometimes it gets angry. I mean, 7 Days to Die just gets angry sometimes. Please just work. Let me get through this and we'll figure this. why we're... It's that one red error exception. All right, I'm gonna go back to here, open my logs file. No, I want this one. There we go. And what was the phrase there? That was object reference not set. Object. Okay, I found it. Oh, wait a second. I might have an answer to this. I might have an answer to this. This is ongoing pain from Rebirth. Rebirth has destroyed my install. It is it uses IDs. Yeah, I know, Mumpfy, but I went deeper down into the rabbit hole and looked at it, and it's I probably have to delete my power.dat. The way the power system's in Rebirth, they use the same IDs, and it causes massive conflicts. What is this error? In 7 days to die. But I don't even have my Rebirth stuff in here. I don't have mods loaded. So it is 7 days to cry. It really is at this point in time. I can try a clean install. That's all I can do. I'm sorry, folks. This is not how I wanted the night to go. I'll try a few more things, and then I'm just gonna have to call it quits and be sad. Cry in a corner, and this is gonna be... yeah, it's, well, the prefab, the world editor where we actually bring in our prefabs into the world is crashing, and that's what's causing us problems. So I'm gonna bring us back to 1.3 stable first off. I'm gonna update it. So yeah, so Mumpfy, you can't just do the Steam cleanup. You at least have to run. And I still question how much of a difference it makes, but you can run the utility in the launcher. And that seems to do a little bit more. It says it cleans up all your files and stuff like that. You know, it doesn't really seem to get rid of anything. Yeah, so I've done complete uninstalls, and the uninstall doesn't seem to help either. So bear with me, folks. Yeah, no. I went through, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, I uninstalled the game. I spent 4 or 5 hours uninstalling and reinstalling because I had to get one POI off of that was in Rebirth and pull it out of Rebirth and bring it into vanilla. Yeah, Mumpfy, I've done that too, and sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. That's the reality of things. All right, so let's try to play, and then what is it? Play, and then game launcher. So the game launcher has some extra stuff. I'm still waiting to hear the details back from the mods, from the developers on the exact date for the new patch. I mean, we haven't heard anything. It's a week out from when they're supposed, originally said they were going to drop it. I feel like we would have been hearing more in terms of like streamer weekend type stuff. So, all right, we're going to clean game data and we're going to clean everything. And hopefully that doesn't wreck everything. I always hate doing this, but I do have backups of things. You know what? I'm going to do a paranoia backup of a few recent save games. Just pull them to the side. I'm just going to copy my whole damn saves folder. I think I just did this recently. We're just gonna grab a few files here and drop them on my desktop. Hey Goosey, I'm fighting 7 days to die. How are you doing, dear? We're having crashes left and right in the world editor, trying to do a big base rework, bringing it up from Alpha 21 up to 1.0. Folks, go check out Goosey. She's awesome. She's good peeps. Hey, Goosey, I forgot to check with you. Are you making it to TwitchCon this year? Mumpfy! Aww. Thank you, Mumpfy. Got the boomy boomies going to lighten the mood. I'm actually not in a bad mood. I'm just the game is frustrating sometimes. I'm just making a quick copy of my local game files here so that if I nuke this from orbit, it doesn't ruin everything. So this is probably a good time to mention, anyone who is looking to go to TwitchCon this year, now is the time to go out and look at, go ahead and get your hotel. They haven't released tickets yet, but I'll be there again this year. I'm very excited about it. Aw, thank you, favorite supporter. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're having a rough time of things tonight. We're trying. We started off great. We did one of my older bases and we got it all up and ready. And we were gonna bring it into the world and throw a horde at it. And 7 days that I just keep shit in the bed. One Face Lady. I think it's October this year. Normally it's always in that fall range. I don't know here. Let me look it up on the side. TwitchCon is, and we're talking specifically TwitchCon San Diego because the Europe one happens, I think, in the middle of summer. TwitchCon San Diego. It is October 17th and 19th at San Diego. Very lovely time of the year. San Diego is awesome, if not obnoxiously expensive. Yeah, TwitchCon is always on the West Coast. That's kind of where it is, and they won't move it because of their location and all their peeps. It would just cost too much. I would love to have it on the East Coast at some point in time. I wish they moved it around the country. I grew up in LA. Yeah, I worked in LA a bunch in the past. I did several of the radio stations out there. I worked on K-Rock back in the day, and I worked on NPR West Coast facility. What other stations did I do out there? I feel like there's a few other. I did one of the military radio stations out there as well, down in the Southwest. Bring it here. This update is okay. That's that copy's not. All right, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna biscuit risk it. What was so massive there that was taking up space? Is it it's the saves local? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna copy this one because I think that one's a more viable. How is it that copying files on your computer takes so long when we're all up to, there's no like hour and 45. What are you talking about? There's no what? Nope, that's not possible. That's not possible. All right, we're going to trust that my previous backup is okay, and we're going to try to do this. I never had to restore anything in the past anyway. That's my big backup. I don't know what to do here, folks. I'm a little bit gun shy about trying to hit the clean reinstalls without being able to timely and logically do this. I'm open to suggestions. Whenever I do these backups, I like to not try to do this really willy-nilly because I'm always afraid of losing mass chunks of data, and we just went through a month of doing updates to these bases. Yeah, if I switch it up, you know what? I do play music, not as much as I should. My guitar's back there, but it mostly collects dust. More importantly, I've got a keyboard over here that I've been wanting to really get into. I used to play a lot of music and really enjoy it, and my dream has been once I got this studio all put together that I would do more of it in here. I would get back to writing and playing and singing and all that good stuff. So, all right. So here's where we are. I'm scared. I'm scared to make any on the fly changes because it could impact things in a negative and permanent way, and I'm not willing to do that. So I'm going to keep it a fairly short stream. So for folks on YouTube, you can play jingles. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Because YouTube doesn't like it when I do stuff that is outside of my wheelhouse. So we're going to switch things up a little bit here, though. I'll show off one of the games that I've been playing that I've been enjoying. We'll do one round of that, and then I'll probably call it. But for the folks over on the YouTube side of the house, if you want to join me over on Twitch, because I'm going to stop the YouTube stream. I'm going to stop the whole stream, and then we're going to start back up, essentially. So, because YouTube will just... It'll get angry. It'll get really angry. So, YouTube, if you want to join me, if you want to, I'm going to go play a roguelite over there called Sworn. It's a lot of fun. So go catch me over there on Twitch, and I'll be there in just a second. I'm going to stop the stream and then immediately restart it. So give me like less than 2 seconds. 2 minutes. All right. So I am so sorry, folks. I will figure out what is going on. This is the first time I've ever had this error, but 7 Days to Die has been doing me wrong recently. So we'll try to sort it out. We got to sort it out. Well, Friday's going to be Twitch integration, so come back for that and come kick my ass, do bad things to me. It'll be fun. And then hopefully by next Monday, we have everything sorted out and I can figure out what's going on with the install. Lily, you can be grumpy. That's fine. I'll be right back.